In this video, I want to share with you the 10 steps to print-on-demand success, the steps that I've been using and are using right now to get more success on print-on-demand. I'm going to share it all with you in this video. Let's go. Thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Juna with Detour Shirts. I've been designing and selling t-shirts online since 2005, and in this video I wanted to share with you steps to success in print-on-demand. It's more specifically 10 steps, and these are going to be like high-level steps. I'm not going to go into like how to write a title or how to design something specifically. These are more macro steps, things that you should be following. I know a lot of people on print-on-demand, I've seen it before, a lot of people skip these steps or jump these steps or do these steps in a different order. I want to show you the right way to do it, at least the way that it worked for me, and I think it could work for everyone. I also hear a lot of people asking, can you look at my shop? What am I doing wrong? I'm not getting any sales. I think these steps will help you as well. So if you just started print on demand, or if you're in print on demand for a while and haven't found success, go back and look at these steps, go through them step by step in the right order, and I'm hoping that they will help you in your success. I can't guarantee it, but it's worked for me, and I'm hoping that it will work for you. So let's get into these steps right now. I'll start with step number 1 and go all the way to step number 10. So the very first step, step number 1, is do your research and pick a POD site, a print-on-demand site. Now, there's lots of print-on-demand sites out there, and that's why this is step number 1. You can't just go in thinking Redbubble is going to work great for you, or Merch by Amazon is going to work great for you, or TeePublic is going to work great for you. Do your research. Look at the products that you're selling. Maybe you don't want to do t-shirts and you want to do something else. Find out what each print-on-demand site does. How can you get into it? Do a lot of research. There's lots of videos out there on YouTube on specific print-on-demand sites. Before just jumping into it, figure out like what kind of profit do they do. Just TeePublic does it a different way than Redbubble and things like that, and what kinds of things they sell best, what kind of products. There's lots of blogs out there. Just do your research, find one that fits for you. Not every print-on-demand site will fit your style and what you're looking for. So do lots of research for that first. Don't just go into a print-on-demand site without knowing what they do. I'm going to suggest Redbubble. Look at these ones first. These ones up here, Redbubble, Merch by Amazon, TeePublic, but there's lots other ones. I have a good video of the 10 sites that I use. I'll put it right up here. And you can see, look at those. I kind of break it down a little bit, but I'll do more videos on what each specific print-on-demand site does. I think I have some for Redbubble and TeePublic, but I can go into some others. So anyway, first step, pick a print-on-demand site, do your research and pick one. The second step, step number 2, is do more research on topics and styles. So there's a lot of different things on each print-on-demand site. So once you narrowed it down, let's say you picked Redbubble, you've done your research, you found out that Redbubble works great for you, you love their products and stuff. Now you do even more research on the types of styles and topics that sell well on there. On Redbubble, for example, it's more geared towards artists. People love hand-drawn stuff. They love specific topics and things like that. So you're going to have to dig deep, do some research. You notice the first 2 steps is research, and a lot of people just jump in on print on demand and have no idea what to design, just throw up designs on there. They forget step 1 and 2 and wonder why they're not getting any sales. It's because they didn't do the research beforehand. You have to remember that this is a competition on these sites. There's so many different people that have been doing this for a long time, and when you're going into that shop, you're going to be in competition with them. So you have to compete with them, and the only way to compete with them is to know the rules, know what sells best, know all those kinds of stuff. So research is super important. That's why I put it as step 1 and 2. Do the research. Trust me, this is going to help you a lot more in the long run. So make sure you do steps 1 and 2. Research not only the print-on-demand site, but research what sells well on that print-on-demand site that you're doing. So step number 3 is now finally creating your designs for that particular pod site, right? So you've done the research, you've figured out what kind of topics and styles are working. Now that you have that, you wrote that all down somewhere, now you're going to design for that. Okay, so you're not just designing anything, you're designing specifically for that pod site, specifically for the topics that you found that are selling well on that pod site. So and for the style too. So make sure to figure all of that thing out before you jumping into design. A lot of people just jump into design step 3 already without the research, like I said, and then don't do well. So try to do your best designs as well. Don't just throw up things really fast thinking that they're gonna sell. Again, like I said, this is a competition, so you're gonna have to put your design up against those designs that are already up there in that niche, in that topic, and see if your design does well. Figure it out. Ask around. You could even do a poll, which one is better, kind of thing. So do your best work. It doesn't have to take a long time. You don't have to spend a whole week. If you do, it could help, but create designs for that specific topic that you've done your research and your specific pod site. So step number 4, very similar to step number 3, but this, I wanted to put this in because I wanted to be very specific that you should upload at least 100 designs. And now I know that's going to take a lot of time. A lot of people who first start print on demand think 100 designs, that's going to take me forever. Well, give yourselves 3 to 6 months. Print on demand is a long game. So don't think you're going to go in here and start making sales within the week or two. This is a year-over-year kind of project. So a lot of people have been doing this for years. If I've been doing it, like I said, since 2005. So I started Merch by Amazon in 2017, and now it's starting to finally really get going, right? So that's been years in the making. And so upload 100 designs. Do your best work again. Create specific designs for this print-on-demand site that you're doing and the topics that you're doing, and kind of spread out the topics. So you've done the research with topics. It doesn't have to be 100 designs of the same topics. Find different topics. I would say start with 10 different topics and maybe do 10 for each topic and different styles. You want to kind of just try a lot of different things at first. You really don't know what's going to work, because you can see what's working and kind of get that information, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to make a sale. So try a lot of different things. This is the time to upload a lot of different things. You don't want to just upload 100 things that look very similar, right? You want to upload 100 things that look very different. Give yourself a best chance. You want to kind of cast a big net at first, right? And this is over 3 to 6 months. And the reason 3 to 6 months is because a lot of times it takes about 3 months to actually get a sale on some of these print-on-demand sites. So you want to get some data going, and that's going to be the next step. But the best way to do it, I feel, is to try and cast a big net. Stay away from scale designs right now at this point. You don't need to do scale designs. What I mean is, don't do the year designs, the mom, dad, family designs. You want to do different, unique designs just so that you can cast a big net. Because if you're doing scale designs, for example, and you're doing one for mom and one for dad, and if none of those works, you just wasted your time. So do a lot of different designs, about 100 designs, just to get some feedback on it. So that's step number 4, is upload 100 designs over 3 to 6 months. So step number 5 is to now look at your data. You should have collected a lot of data over the next 3 to 6 months after you've uploaded your 100 designs, and most of you will get some sales. Some of you will not get some sales, and that's still good data. A lot of these different pod sites have a dashboard where you can see where traffic is coming from, what people bought, how many sales did you do, all those different things. Those are really good data. Find out where that is on your print-on-demand site. Some are better than others. Some you have to download a CSV file. Some of them have a great dashboard. If you're on Merch by Amazon, you have like pretty merch and stuff. If you're on Redbubble, you have a dashboard with some things like that. So go and do that. Look at your data all the time, at least once a month, if not more. I look at my data daily on Pretty Merch to track kind of where I'm at and stuff. So this is very important, is to look at your data. You want to know what works and what doesn't, and I'm going to break that down in the next few steps on what to do there. But this is great information now. So one of the strong points about print on demand is you can get all this data for free. You're really just testing. All of this is free that you can put out there, right? And where else can you test things for free? So this is a big plus on print on demand, is to just do a lot of testing, cast a big net, like I said, and find out what works and what doesn't, and then make decisions after that. So step number 6 is to do more of what's working. Now that you have that data, hopefully you've made some sales, and now this is data pertinent to you, where before you were just researching on print on demand and trying to find out what works for other people, but now you have data what works for you. So now that you know what works for you, you can do more of those things. I've said this before in another video. This one right here, this product, my Corgi, worked well for me. So what did I do? I did more of it. I changed out the face. I did a cat one. I did a panda one. I had him in eating pizza, eating sushi, drinking boba, right? So because that worked for me, I'm doing more of what's working. It doesn't mean just to scale designs on words, mom, dad, year stuff. You can also scale on different styles. So if you notice that a kawaii style is working well for you, you can do more kawaii stuff. It doesn't mean that kawaii stuff works for everybody, but this is pertinent to you, right? So now that you've found your style, you have to figure out how to do more of that. So use this data. This is really good data. This is the best data that you can get, is what's working well for you, because now you know, you've tested it out. This is what we're doing the 100 designs for, is to test out what works well for you. What works well for other people may not work well for you, but what works well for you will probably most likely work well for you again and again and again, right? So just use that data and just do more and more of what's working well. So step number 7 is kind of the opposite of what I just said for the step number 6, but a lot of people forget this one, and that is stop doing what's not working for you. So some people have 100 designs up there and ask me, I'm not getting any sales, what am I doing wrong? Well, you keep doing the same thing over and over. If it's not working, more of what's not working is still going to be not working, right? So you're going to have to change your style. That's why we do 100 designs, because we're trying to do a lot of different things. Now scrap all of those 100 designs after 3 to 6 months. If you're not getting any sales, try something else. Try a different topic. Try a different style. Try a different thing. Don't keep doing the same thing that's not working. You want to find things that are working, and the only way to do that is to change it up. Maybe you're doing cursive text and that's not working. Use some bigger, bold fonts. Maybe you're doing kawaii and it's not working for you, so maybe you have to try a different style. Maybe it's more grunge or vintage sunsets or whatever it is. Find something that's working well for you. So some people may not gravitate toward your style and you may have to change it. Do something just a little bit different in your same style. Maybe it's a different topic. Maybe it's something else. So you just really need to, this is trial and error, and what's not working, don't keep doing that. Go back to step 6 and do more of what's working, right? So that's step number 7. Stop doing what's not working and do more of what is working. So step number 8, we kind of touched into this, and that is still try new topics and styles. So even if you found something that's working, you may find other things that are working better. So I still do this today, and you'll see this a lot with people who even have brands. They're gonna try and branch out and try some maybe slightly different style, maybe slightly different topic, right? They're kind of trying to grab even more of the audience, a different audience, to buy your stuff. So you're gonna have to constantly do this if you're on print on demand as well. So even if you got a topic that's working, try something else. I would say use 20% of your time to try some even new styles, new topics, and branch out a little bit and see if those things work. Again, print on demand is all about testing and finding out what's working, and one of the ways that you're going to test is to try new things even if there is something working. So don't forget about the things that are working. You still want to keep doing the things that are working. I would say 80% of those that are keep working, and then do a little 20% of new things, and when you find out those things are working, you can add that to your pile of things that are working, right? Again, this is all testing, and just try those 3 buckets. There's going to be things that are working, things that are not working, and new stuff that you're going to try, right? So all of those things kind of work together when you're doing print on demand. So step number 9 is probably pretty obvious, but that is continue to do steps 2 through 8 over and over and over again. Again, like I said, this is a test, but a lot of people stop and think that this is just going to be I'm just going to have to put 100 designs up there and then take some passive income break and not do anything else. This is passive income in a way that you can make money while you're sleeping, but it is not passive income as like stocks where you just put it away and let it grow for years. What's going to happen on print on demand is people will start buying your shirts and then they won't, right? So you're going to have to constantly upload different and new designs, not just shirts. If you're selling stickers, whatever you're selling, you're going to have a big rush of people that buy the new stuff, and then they're not going to buy the new stuff because they're looking for something else. They've already bought, all the people that were going to buy your stuff already bought it, right? So you're going to have to keep adding more and more and more. Sorry to tell you, if you thought print on demand is just upload 1,000 designs and sit back on a beach and make money. That is not the case. So you're gonna have to continue to keep uploading more and more and more, and you'll see your profits increase hopefully as you learn what sells and what doesn't. So step number 10 is build a following around a niche. So now that you followed all these steps in order and hopefully got some sales and you know what's working, you may find that a certain kind of niche or a certain kind of topic is working really well for you. Maybe you went down the way of the kawaii way. Now, that's not for everybody, but just use this as an example. Maybe kawaii is working really well for you. Now you have a topic, you have a lot of designs that are working well for you in that topic, in that niche, in that style, whatever it is. Now you can start building your Instagram. Now you can start building a following. Now you can start posting ads and stuff. I didn't talk about ads at all in this one because I want you to grow organically on these print-on-demand sites. One of the strong points of these sites, that these print-on-demand sites, is a lot of them have organic traffic, and you want to get that first before spending any money on ads. Ads are going to cost you some money. You can spend up to $200, $300 on ads and within a month. And you don't want to do that at the very beginning because you're probably not making that much money. But as you grow, if you're making $1,000 a month, if you're making $2,000 a month, now you can spend, $200, $300 on ads. So in the beginning, stay away from ads. Just grow organically, figure out what's working. It's going to take a longer time without ads, but it's going to save you a lot of money. If you want to burn through money and figure out these steps quicker, you could jump into ads, but it's going to burn through a lot of your money to figure out what's not working. You're going to spend thousands of dollars to figure out this isn't working, and that could be a waste. So make sure to do these steps in order. Make sure to do your research and then figure out, like I said, we're just casting a big net and trying to figure out what works well for you. And this may take a long time. It may take more than 3 to 6 months. It may take a year, but try different things. If you're feeling stuck, try a different style, try a different thing. And I know that's very broad, but you're gonna have to do your own research and figure out what's working. Find those niches, maybe niches that work well for you. I would start with something that you're very passionate about because you know that subject. That could be one of your first few topics. If you have lots of things that you're passionate about, start there. So again, follow these steps 1 through 10. I'm gonna go over these steps with you one more time. So here are all my 10 steps to succeed with print on demand. First, do your research. Again, research is very important. Research and pick the print on demand site that you want to start with. Now you can do multiple print on demand sites, but I would suggest do one at a time. If you're first getting into here, you want to do this. Once you get one going really well, then you can start another one. I wouldn't start multiple at the same time because that's just going to kind of break your concentration. So pick one, figure out what works best for you. Do you want to sell t-shirts? Do you want to sell stickers or posters, or different styles work well for you? Figure out that kind of stuff. Next, do more research on, once you found that print on demand site that you want to go with, then figure out what sells well on that print on demand site. Do your research on there. I have a bunch of videos on there. I'll start to do more and more videos to show you what each print on demand strengths are and what they kind of sell, what their audience is, but you're going to have to figure those out. You may want to start with topics that are relevant to you and then figure out if that does well on print on demand, right? On that print on demand site, like I said. So next, create designs. Now that you got that research out of the way, create designs for those topics, right? You just don't want to create any kind of designs. You want to create designs that work well for that print on demand site. Then upload at least 100 really good designs over the next 3 to 6 months. You don't have to do it all in one day or in 1 week. It's over time. And really what we're doing is we're casting a big net and trying different things to see what works. Then look at your data. Once you got some time in there, 3 to 6 months, look at your data, figure out what's working and what's not working. The next few is kind of, do more of what's working and do less of what isn't working, then try more and more things. You're really just trying things out, right? And step number 9 is to do all of these over and over again until you start building your stuff. It's going to take time. You're going to build some sales, right? You're going to figure out what's working, do more of what's working, try new things, figure out if that's working, and so on. It may take a little bit of time. And once you've figured out, you're going to figure out over time what's really working well for you. You're going to find a niche or a topic that's working well for you. That is when you can start doing some social media stuff around it. You could build a Instagram page about it, or a Facebook group about it, or things like that, where it's a specific niche. Let's say dogs do really well for you. Now you can do more dog t-shirts, right? Do advertising for that audience and things like that. So this is kind of what I'm doing, and it's working well for me. I'm still on step 9 and 10, where I'm trying to build more and more. I'm doing more kawaii stuff and trying to build that up and trying to build my brand around there. But you can see people who have really strong brands, when they do it, they have kind of really tight knit now. They know their style, they know their niche, and those do really well over time because they've found out that their audience loves that. They found an audience for their design, their types of style, right? So make sure to do these in order so that you can find success on print on demand. So that is it for this video. Hopefully these 10 steps help you out. One thing that I didn't mention is you should do your own style. So when you do your research, you're finding things that are working well for others, but make sure that you're doing your topic, that topic in your own style. You want to make sure that it's something unique that you're doing. Don't just copy people. I hope that was obvious, that when you're doing the research and doing designs and stuff, you're making designs, original designs for you that are made by you, not copying what other people are doing. So that's very important as well. If you're just copying other people, you're not original. People are going to buy the original one over yours. So make sure you do that as well. So that's not a step, that's just, part of all the steps right there. So if this video is really helpful for you, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to this channel already, make sure to hit that subscribe button right there. The question of the day for this video is, how long have you been doing print on demand? Let me know that in the comments. Are you a newbie to this? Are these steps helpful? Are you been doing it for a while, and are these steps helpful? Let me know in the comments right there. Thanks again for watching this video, and if you want to see more videos about print on demand, make sure to click on these videos right here. And as always, guys, keep creating and keep learning. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.